any smelling salts? Like Joe Rogan.
I got him at home. What's the thing about you?
Next time.
All right.
We're recording, so we can start whenever.
Oh, we're on.
We are on. Welcome to episode 2 of 30
Dumbest minutes.
30 Dumbest Minutes. Episode 2 here. Myself, Will Liptak,
Brian Rosen.
and our special guest today is not Indiana Jones, but Eric Jordan Rosen,
The Duke of Chicago.
the Duke of Chicago. If you haven't heard of him,
Now you do. He is also a recent graduate of DePaul University in computer sciences
and mathematics.
and mathematics. And so we will be touching on that a little bit later. Eric, anything you want to say?
Thank you for having me on this podcast. I saw the first one and loved it. I originally read it as the 30 Minutes of Dumas's.
We were going for that name at first, but we're not French. I feel like Dumas's would sound French.
Yeah.
Might be a turn off to some people.
It is a little bit French. So today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Yes.
As well as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. So,
Check your grandparents.
yeah, maybe send them a text, call the,
Tell them you love them if you still have them.
that, yeah, definitely. Once again, Father's Day, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. And then special shout out, we also acquired a sponsor. The Doctors Rosen have sponsored us.
Thank you.
A $5 donation, so they set the bar very low. We appreciate it, though.
They probably have more.
And
We have to earn it, though.
but they've taken the number 1 spot. So any of our other offers out there, just so you know, the spots are filling. The Rock, the Kardashians with Skims. I forgot our other possible sponsors from the last one.
Me too, because they didn't give a shit.
Oh, Lululemon.
Yeah.
So that we're still waiting.
Fabletics.
Fabletics, we're still waiting. So you get to us when you can. The thing they're sponsoring is a challenge, the number of ums we say. So ultimately our goal is we strive to progress this, video, this podcast, 30 minutes or more or less. If we
never know.
We never know. We try our best to make it, but sometimes you just finish too early.
Yeah.
But hopefully everyone's satisfied. But the goal is to get no ums. So if you want to go along with the challenge, once again, sponsored by the Doctors Rosen, is how many ums we say throughout the episode.
Yeah. Feel free to comment how many you think we will say in the next episode.
Yep.
And maybe you'll get a prize
You may get a prize
if somebody sponsors us.
from one of our potential sponsors. So,
All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about?
anything new going on?
How do you feel after having graduated?
Well, 14 years in college, 4 different colleges, cash out of my pocket. I feel the same but different. The same way our parents explain their love for all of us. Equally but different.
And so you graduated with the computer science and mathematics.
Yes.
And with this degree, is there any future plans? Are you pursuing anything else education-wise? Or this is what you're currently working, right? You want to tell us a little bit about what you do for work?
I currently have a job. It's at a bank in IT, cloud computing. Been there 9 years.
She had another 3 O's. Okay.
The counter is at 6.
He's counting the O's.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
7.
what it was.
Now it's 7. That's 8.
It doesn't count for Eric anymore.
I have a goal, a dream of mine, and that's to actually quit my job and to buy a van and travel in Spain and live like a nomad.
Have you ever been to Spain?
Never. I've never been the east of the river, of the lakes, of the oceans.
So, okay, you've never...
Oh, wait, I have. I've been to Asia, so, yeah.
You may have went the other route.
Yeah.
So you didn't cross the Atlantic, but you've crossed the Pacific?
I'm not good with geography. Like I said, math and computer science.
Okay.
He crossed the Pacific.
Okay, so you crossed the Pacific. All right, cool. So van in Spain. Would you test that out here before you went there, or are you just going to raw dog it in Spain if this all comes to fruition, or whatever that word is?
Fruition is a good word. It reminds me of the fruit that we eat, the fruit of the looms, the clothing we wear. And
Potential sponsor.
sponsor.
It'd be like MJ.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Could be.
Should I tell them about your guys' middle names?
Yes, this is a great sequence.
Talking about
segue into
Michael
that.
Jordan. Talking about Brian Michael Rosen.
Yes.
Eric Jordan Rosen.
And our dad did tell us if he ever had another child, their middle name would be Jeffrey. It'd be a little out of order, but that is Michael Jordan's middle name is Jeffrey. So
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
yeah,
Tie it all back.
It is weird. The man who gave us the middle names has no middle name himself.
he does not. It is Jeff, no middle name, Rosen, MD.
Which is a strange correlation between your father and my father. He also has no middle name.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
And his name is Bill or William.
Yeah. William Liptak Jr.
William Liptak Jr.
Yes.
Will, what is your middle name?
Robert.
Robert.
Yes. So my parents named me Billy Bob. I think on purpose.
Billy Bob Liptak.
Yes. I didn't find that out. I actually didn't realize that until, I don't know, maybe I was like a teenager. It's when I finally put that together. It's William Robert, never thought of it.
There we go.
And then one day it hit me. And I don't know, I don't consider it much of an insult. Maybe when I was younger I would have. But yeah, now I tell people openly because whatever.
He's a great actor. Landman. Fantastic show.
Yeah, it is a very good one.
One of the best.
Also in Tombstone, a little lesser known role. He's the one who gets the shit slapped out of him by Wyatt Earp / Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he does. And he was heavier then. So
Yeah,
you,
he was
like,
way
if you don't
bigger
know
then.
who he is, he looks the same for the most part, but he's like, when I saw him, I was like, wow, he used to be a bigger boy.
Yeah. And then, he's not a very big role in that movie, but he does get he tries to play a hard-ass poker dealer, blackjack dealer, and then tries to pull a gun on Wyatt Earp. And
Played by
when,
Kurt Russell,
Yeah, that's when Doc Holliday, played by Val Kilmer,
R.I.P.
R.I.P., walks up to him, stops him, and he's just standing there awkwardly. It's one of the first great lines in the movie. But he's standing there with a shotgun in his hand, and he says, "Oh, you're still here. You can go." And then
Right.
just walks away. Anyways.
Yeah, there was a lot of actors in that movie. I remember watching it, and it's like, wow, so many people. You know, John Connor's father from Terminator was in it.
Yeah. We were just watching Tires. Great show on Netflix.
Yes.
Shane Gillis. I'm trying to think. There's guy from Flagrant. Andrew Schultz. Just a couple more famous comedians. Then also a guy in Tombstone. I can't remember his name. I don't know if you can look it up. The IMDb on Tombstone. But the guy who plays Shane Gillis' father is also in Tombstone.
Right. Yes, he was. They had a lot of like. That's another. That's two. We'll add those to the list.
I think we're at double digits now.
Oh, great. So
How many minutes in?
we're at 8 minutes.
Jeez.
We are tracking our time this way.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes, that's him.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Also in George of the Jungle, he was the bad guy. Brendan Fraser was the good guy. George of the Jungle.
Yeah, I haven't finished this season yet, but I'm a huge fan. Still love it. They did have some other like famous people coming in doing cameos. Vince Vaughn. In the first episode, who was in it? Oh man, this guy who was in Rat Race.
Oh, John Lovitz?
Yeah, John Lovitz
Yes.
was in it. He had a good role.
But anyways, yeah. Tires, great show. I feel like Shane Gillis is like, what do you call it? White boy comedy?
Yeah, it is just truly a white boy comedy. I feel like it caters to all races, but there's some slight undertones.
Yeah.
But it'll get anybody laughing. It may not necessarily be a full family TV show, but late at night, kids are in bed, or you don't give a shit. You just let your kids watch it. They might learn something.
Yeah.
That brings me to Batman. Val Kilmer was Batman.
Oh, yeah, good call.
And you were talking about Batman earlier.
Yes. Talking about the script part?
The script part. It wasn't necessarily Val Kilmer's Batman, was it?
No, it was
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's Batman. I just read this fun fact that when he gave out the script, when he was trying to find big name actors like Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, he didn't actually show them a Batman script. He named the movie The Intimidation Game. I don't know why. I didn't read into like if there was a reason behind it. This all could also be just a myth somebody made up. But what I read was he gave that to him. I can only speculate that was because he wanted them to not have the stigma of, oh, we're doing a superhero movie. So all those guys ended up signing on, or they liked the script, and then once they realized it was a Batman movie, they're like, yeah, we're in. And now probably one of the most famous trilogies in cinema history. I don't know anybody who doesn't like one of those movies.
Right.
Batman
Right.
Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should do that more often, especially if they're trying to get these bigger name people and stuff that they may not want to be in. Just pull that fast one on them.
Right.
Because maybe the storyline is really good, but the overall context or the content of it may not be as may have a stigma to it.
Imagine somebody making a porno, but they don't tell us a porno.
Well, that's another story.
Oh, wait. All right, sorry.
Morgan Freeman does the voiceover for some new porno. That might blow up. Oof. I might watch it.
Never thought this narration would get me going so hard.
Speaking of pornos, I always love a good glizzy. Hot dog. No
Now-
ketchup.
Now, you were at the Randolph Street Fest
I was
yesterday
last
in
night.
celebration of the graduation. Did you by chance have a glizzy?
I did not
No.
have a glizzy that night. I actually don't remember what I ate for dinner.
Okay.
But yeah, the fest was fantastic. Randolph Street Fest is one of the best street fests that goes on in Chicago. It's a free street fest with a requested donation of either $10 or $15. But fun fact, you don't have to donate. The other great thing is that
I don't think it would be a donation if you had to do it.
That's true. True.
Is it frowned upon? Like, do you get a wristband or something? Like, people can tell, like, shame.
No,
No.
but they wait in a line, and people think that they have to give money. in.
Oh.
But what you realize is you don't have to wait in the line. You can just walk right through. Bags do get checked. It was not as packed as it was this year, as previous years, and that's because there's a lot going on downtown this weekend.
What was going down this weekend? Give us the update, Duke.
The update this weekend, the Puerto Rican parade was going on.
Okay.
So Humboldt Park, stay out of that area. It gets a little wild, a little crazy. I've done it once or twice, and you will always hear gunshots.
Okay.
You'll duck and cover, of course. Other things going on this weekend, there was the Thai Festival on the north side of Chicago, the No King March for the president, and
That was in honor of his birthday, right?
I don't actually get into politics myself as much, so I'm not sure, but I heard there was a military parade for his birthday
Okay.
where they brought out a whole lot of American armory to show off,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Oh,
I didn't see it myself. I wanted to, but at that point I was already at the festival.
The only thing I saw about it, somebody had shared on their story that there was a Trump bingo challenge on Fox News. I didn't participate. I just saw it. Thought it was pretty interesting and probably kept viewers engaged during this big event. Yeah. Anything new coming to the city of Chicago this next week that you may be aware of?
Yeah, we can tell our subscribers to go check out.
Not that I am aware of, unfortunately. The schools just got out, so kids will either be out and about partying at bars. So if you want to join the party, go to them. If you don't, stay clear. They should be gone from the city in the next week or two, moving out
Okay.
as the summer approaches. They are doing work on the highway still. It is a 2-lane going north to the north side of Chicago or past Chicago. And that's all I know.
All right. Awesome. How about we talk about our workouts this past
Sure.
weekend? You want to lead us
Lead
off?
off? Yeah. Do we want to talk about everything like OTF and AMP, or do we want to talk about our wall ball lunge workout?
We'll go to the wall ball lunge workout, and then we could spill into the other ones. I feel like the most consistent thing has been the wall ball lunge workout.
So, educational part of this podcast. Dumbest 30 minutes ever. So, we said last week, if you paid attention, we've been doing wall balls every 2 minutes. We do walking lunges in between. And so this is the educational part. Progressive overload. In case you don't know what this is, every week or every workout, every once in a while, you need to add more to your intensity or you need to add more to your weight or your volume. There needs to be some sort of progression in order to make progress or improvement.
To see results. Otherwise, you're just playing with yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that, achieves results, but it's a very short-term gain.
Leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
And nobody's happy with that in the long run.
Right.
Maybe in the moment it's okay, but long run you don't see much benefit. So our progression, said it last week, but just quick overview. Start off with 20 wall balls, walking lunges the rest of 2 minutes, repeat, do that for 7 rounds, plus one more set of wall balls. Anyways, each week we added one more rep to the wall balls, which turned into less time to do the walking lunges, but we tried to get about the same amount. So we ended up just doing more walking lunges as well as more wall balls every week. So benefits we talked about, but we both noticed legs don't get as tired, whether it's running, like whether it's on a treadmill outside, but also anytime we had to use an assault bike or we had to do something that was lower body heavy, felt like I could last longer. Always hear it's a good thing, as well as didn't feel like they were burning up as much, or I could push a little bit harder towards the later rounds.
Able to last longer.
Yes. So we made it up to 23 reps at 20-pound ball. This week we decided we'd up it to 30 pounds on the wall ball instead. We cut the reps down because it is a lot. So you think of this as if you're doing sets of squats, goblet squats, let's say. Like you've been doing 30 pounds. You were able to do 10 reps 2 weeks ago. Now you're moving up to 11, then 12. All right, well, it's time to make that bump up to 35, 40, up to something heavier, which typically you're not going to be able to do the same rep count as that lighter weight. So that was our progression. We went up to a heavier weight, only 15 reps, and then still doing the walking lunges in between. So he did it before I did, so I'll let him speak on what he thought of it first.
Yeah, I did it after doing this horrible workout at AMP earlier in the day.
Zeus.
It was called Zeus. We could touch on that in a little bit. But going into this 30-pound wall ball, you're expecting – obviously, it's to be heavier, so it's going to be a little bit rougher. And to be honest, I don't know if I was just overall just worn out from the day as a whole, but it wasn't as bad as expected. With the rep count being shorter, I was able to get to the lunges earlier, but doing those lunges is still almost as rough as before without that rush. And I just felt myself like truly trying to slow things down a little bit more. Because I was able to accomplish the 2 laps with the lunges before the next round of wall balls. And it did still build up this fatigue that was accumulating before. But in a way, I did feel a little bit easier. So we'll see where this goes moving forward.
Yeah. So next week we plan on doing probably 16 reps. I would say just 16, maybe 17. It's because I did it a day after, but Zeus is a motherfucker. And I won't even get into the workout specifics. It's just it's not even a workout, it's a beat down.
Yeah.
You're just doing basically 30 minutes of just jumping or putting something over your head or pulling something off the ground. But anyways, I would agree. It was not as crazy as I thought it would be with 30 pounds. I was sweating a lot more than I feel like I had been the past couple weeks, but it was just more heart rate than anything. Felt like more like I was doing like a push to all out for 30 seconds, then start to walking lunge rather than just kind of the 20-pound wall balls. Felt like it was more just like leg fatigue and then walking lunge. But anyways, it'll be interesting. It was a different change of pace, which was nice. But we'll try to probably take that one up to like 18, 19, 20 reps. Because if you're able to do 20 wall balls with a 30-pound ball, that's pretty impressive, especially to keep doing it round after round.
And ultimately, this will just carry over to other workouts at CrossFit Amplify, where we go. And
potential sponsor.
Yeah, and where we coach, where the standard for men is a 20-pound wall ball. So you're just getting your body just used to this heavier load. And when you're used to this, bigger, heavier load, and you receive something smaller, it has no effect on you,
Right.
and you could just run right through it as if it had no effect.
When it comes to working out, that's what you want. You don't want it to have an effect if you're in the middle of a competition working out. You
Right.
want to be able to just be done, stand up, and be like, yeah, that was nothing.
Yeah, feed me more.
Yes. Right back.
Shout out to Ryback. And, I think before we get into WWE for the week, Eric, any working out that you did this past week?
This past week, probably not. Although I normally do at least 3 times in the gym and a bicycle on the bike path on the lakefront. But something did come to mind that you may want to start. We may want to start another counter of how many times we say balls or ball on this programming.
We could
Not a bad
discuss
idea.
that, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
That probably comes up a bunch. What's your favorite movement or body part to train
Well,
without using the word balls?
my favorite is always the triceps. They're always a good one. They make up
Show 'em
a
up.
big part of your arm,
They do?
bigger part than your bicep. Fun fact. I think that's right.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, very good. Running, not a fan of, but I do it. The Stairmaster, when you're working those glutes, getting them shocked and ready, and just trying to keep it strong but limp.
You mean limber?
Limber, yes.
Limber, okay.
Sorry, English is not.
That's all right. I don't think anybody likes it when it's limp. But,
Except Limp Biscuit, of course.
yes, Limp Bizkit. So,
Potential sponsor.
hey, I'm down for that if he
I
wants to
heard-
do our theme song.
All these he's making a theme song for Braun Breaker.
Oh, all right. So how about we touch on WWE for the week?
No.
Will, what's going on?
All right. WWE updates. Money in the Bank just happened. Seth Rollins got the briefcase. And
So
looks
I'm
like
sorry to
he's in
interrupt.
charge.
So he can interrupt at any point,
Yes.
right? That's the concept of Money in the Bank.
Cash in on the world title whenever he wants to. The way they've posed this in terms of wrestling, like kayfabe, he's got 2 of the biggest guys with him, 2 of the we'll call them bruisers, like they're big, huge, massive guys. One of them's name is Braun Breaker. He's the one that Limp Bizkit is supposedly supposed to be writing a song for. And anyways, he can cash in whenever he'd like to, which makes it a little bit more exciting when you're watching a match, especially for the title, because you don't know if he's going to come in on this match. And sometimes it happens randomly. Sometimes there's a big setup. It can go any way. So it makes the story a lot more fun to watch. You're a little more invested in it, especially if you hear his music hit during a match. He did it once 10 years ago. I think you watched it with me, but he cashed in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 31, in the middle of the main event. And
Oh,
won
wow.
the title, walked out of there champion last
Wow.
time he had the title. Then, besides that, like I said, I can't remember the name of the city that they're going to be in. Riyadh, is that?
Riyadh?
Riyadh. That's it. So, anyways, they're doing their Night of Champions there. And it's supposed to be John Cena versus CM Punk, which is a huge rivalry for the past 10, 15 years. But yeah, Punk has spoken out publicly that he doesn't want to work over there. And he has publicly called out anybody who does do it. Names that I won't say on the internet. And Cena forced his hand. If you want the title shot, you need to do it in Riyadh at Night of Champions. It sounds like it's going to happen. So that'll be exciting. And then R-Truth came back. If you followed us last week, R-Truth was released. Nobody knows if it's a work, if it was fake, or if it was real, he was released or not. But he came in at Money in the Bank, attacked John Cena. And I think every time John Cena's been out there since, he's come out and attacked him again. So
there's an ongoing beef between R-Truth and John Cena.
yeah, R-Truth, John Cena was his childhood hero, even though R-Truth is 51 and or older. He's mid-50s, and John Cena's only in his 40s. But that's part of the fun of the story, his childhood hero. And John Cena turned into a bad guy, like we talked about last week.
Right.
We'll go further into it. Still a soft spot in my heart. And anyways, it seems as though Truth is coming after him to keep him from either keeping the title or maybe one day he wins it. I hope he does.
Yeah, I feel like he deserves it with all the work he's done and he puts up with. So they use him almost as like a joker.
Yeah.
The comedic relief.
They just put him in wherever they want to, and it works. If you ever For some reason, if you turn off of this channel, you just had to go on YouTube, just look up R-Truth moments, and you'll see some of the funniest stuff. You don't even know the storyline. You see him come out, do something random, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden you're laughing because you see this guy making a fool of himself, but in a funny way. He gets all the people to crack. It's like the Will Ferrell of WWE. Like Will Ferrell in a Saturday Night Live sketch. You see everybody break character while he's doing his thing. Mm-hmm. And that's R-Truth. Like in the middle of a match, middle of a promo, he comes out, does something, and people like Brock Lesnar can't even keep himself serious. They all laugh, have to turn away from the camera. So it's always fun to watch.
Gotcha. So at this moment, we are 25 minutes in. So last week we could only last 23.
Progress.
I was satisfied at 23 minutes.
Progressive
some of you
overload.
So we are conducting progressive overload. We've currently lasted longer. We're just going to keep the train rolling. As we had stated initially, it's the dumbest 30 minutes with the goal of 30 minutes. We may go over. It may happen here. You never know.
You're all lucky.
I'm at no point right now feeling like I'm about to tap out or finish. So personally, I feel like I can keep it going. But you never know. Things might happen. I might get too excited, and then I'll just put my head in my hands and cry.
Here's a selfless plug. You don't follow me on my other YouTube channel.
Yeah, why the fuck aren't you following him?
Listen to my PR. I would have to look at the phone, but last time I checked, 7.5K views on my video yesterday.
There we go.
Just almost like double what my best video had been already. But anyways, if you're not on the train, get on it. It's not going to stop rolling. One day we'll get monetized, or this channel will get monetized, or both of them will get monetized.
That's right.
But anyways, workout tips, just about daily, any workout, exercise, whatever. I've been doing it for, I think, coming up on a year at the end of July. So over 300 videos on there. But you just take a look, find a video, exercise, probably done something on it. Might help you live your life better.
And yesterday's video has more views than others. And what was the topic?
Topic was planks while your feet are in the either TRX strap or rings or some sort of suspension trainer, specifically oriented towards people who maybe you do planks a lot, but you have to hold it for 2-3 minutes where you feel something. There are things we could do to make that harder. But putting them in the rings or a TRX strap just automatically makes it harder, not as much stability. You have to keep things a little bit tighter. You have to keep the rings from moving, and then just a couple exercises that you could throw in so you burn it out a little bit quicker. So you don't have to spend like 10 minutes on abs. You could probably get the same amount of work and intensity done in like 2-3 minutes.
All right. And then with this video, and I hope you aren't upset me bringing it up.
I know where
you are shirtless.
I am shirtless.
And was there any driver for that? I know I was working to, push people to the channel with the goal of setting up a actual challenge for a number of subscribers before we can get them shirtless. And here you are.
Well, I did that wall ball workout with 30 pounds. There was a trail of sweat. And all I had was my Blue Macho Man shirt. So it was going to look terrible if I was doing it.
Okay.
So I was like, screw it. I have abs. I'm not ashamed to say it.
There you go.
So it's like, screw it. I'm going to do abs. I can show it. Who cares? Plus, it's really just the top of my head and my shoulders most of the video anyways. But that is a variable in the video that could have gotten more views. We'll see. I don't plan on doing it every single day.
But this is a good one to start with because you get, this picture moving forward when you see him with the sleeveless shirt on. And now you have this anticipation of seeing it again. It's like your first time. It like blows your mind, and then this is what you're shooting for every time after that. So there's this building anticipation for every time he uploads another video. So I don't know about all of you, but I'm excited. Who knows where this evening's video will go.
Have you ever seen me shirtless before?
I have never seen him in a real shirt, to be honest. They're all cut-offs, and we've all known each other many years.
Well, it's fine. I'm pretty sure Will was in regular shirts for some of the Christmas Eve dinners or other events that you may have not been at. Or honestly, the truth is we don't necessarily remember them all because we have such a great time.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, Eric, you've seen him in a sleeved T-shirt, but it's rare. It's almost as rare as the shirtless T-shirt shirtless without a t-shirt, obviously. That is seen in yesterday's YouTube video at will.liptac is the channel on YouTube if you want to learn more about planking and getting those better. So
got plenty of videos on that.
So
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make a stipulation, but I feel like if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'd probably just be shirtless. At that point, I just wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, why not?
It's like, why do I need a shirt at this point?
Right, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Be good motivation for me to stay in shape.
So we are at 30 minutes. I want to keep it going, though. I think we're good. No one's about to tap out.
No.
You're still ready. Let's talk about the Kardashians. So a few things going on. So recently, I believe it's the past week or within the past weeks, Kim was testifying regarding the Paris robbery case that she had to deal with in 2016. So she was in Paris. Guys broke into her hotel room. They tied her up and they stole her jewelry. And in her when she was testifying, she made the claims. And by all means, I'm not trying to ridicule her or anything, but she said she felt like she was possibly going to get raped, which sucks. I'm glad nothing happened to her. I'm sure at this point, almost a decade later, she's semi-recovered from the incident.
Yeah, I like to talk about Kim K, but not about that.
Yeah, the interesting fact that I had seen about it was the robbers, and I believe they call them like the grandpa robbers or they're old men in France where this occurred. They were convicted, but they were not truly charged with anything. Either they had already, the time they spent in prison was, what was their sentence, so they already covered that, or because they're just older, there's nothing on it, but they have been convicted for the crime that they did, which, is good. Justice, I guess.
Yeah. They were older men?
Yeah. Eric, I don't know if you want to look it up, the name. I don't know if it happened today or what they were called, but if we search.
If it happened on World Elder Abuse Day,
it would be. Yeah, that's how they celebrated World Elder Abuse Awareness Day.
They put some old men in jail.
No, they prevented them from going to jail
my bad,
because who knows what these men would have had to deal with. I don't know what the prison system's like in France.
The nickname, is that what you're looking for the group?
Yeah.
The Grandpa's Gang.
The Grandpa's Gang.
Or also referred to as Les Papis Braqueurs.
Okay.
Translates to the Grandpa Robbers.
The Grandpa Robbers.
Thieves mostly aged between 50 and 72, hopefully with good knees, and they stole over $10 million of jewelry.
Wow. $10 million of jewelry. I feel like at that point you're just asking for something. Like you're asking, like you're traveling with that.
Clearly bored and tired.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to ever be robbed, but $10 million worth of jewelry, that's just...
Yeah, how were they not caught?
And I wonder if it was really hers or it was loaned to her or she was renting it. But good for her. She has $10 million worth of jewelry that she was actively wearing. I mean,
I feel like she wouldn't rent anything. I don't know. My Kim Kardashian owns all her shit.
Yeah.
She's owned a lot worse.
Right.
Right. And it's just...
Maybe it's royalties from that video. She's able to just buy all this stuff. The video will.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that video.
Yes. Another update. Apparently, Kris Jenner has gotten a new face. So, Eric, if you could look that up, Kris Jenner new face, and let's.
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, none of us have seen this, so you'll get a first-hand review from the three of us.
Kris Jenner, the mother.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this the before and after?
Oh, where she looks like Kim Kardashian.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, wow, she does.
Yeah, her jaw.
And if we can, we will upload this. It'll be somewhere on the video. This is a good side-by-side.
I'll do my best to...
Wow. It's like they chiseled down her jawline.
20 years younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't look... Wow.
Well, I wonder how it looked right after surgery. That's the most interesting part.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, she looks way different. This is like the same as when Khloe got her surgery done. Remember when I saw her for the first time after surgery? I didn't know it was her.
Oh, I don't know the difference. Let's look up Khloe Kardashian now when she got surgery done.
I mean, it was a few years ago, but I
Oh,
just
okay.
remember seeing the side by side, and I thought it was two different people. I truly had no idea.
And this is the Kardashian that was married to Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom, yes.
Lamar Odom.
Great basketball player.
Great. Never mind. Great drug addict. So I heard.
He's still alive, so he must be doing well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, completely different. Like, I don't think it's the same human if you don't know any better. I don't think.
Like they cloned her? I've been hearing like people think others are clones.
Yes.
Like
I believe I read one time this year that they actually possibly cloned a child in China. And the person that did it obviously got arrested because it's illegal to do that with humans.
In China? It's illegal?
In the world. It's illegal.
Who dictates that, though?
I don't know. I think it's a group.
Okay.
Yeah. World Police. Shout out. Great movie. And
is that Team America?
Team. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. And then regarding these augmentations or, face changes or whatever, I recently heard, and it came up today, Kylie Kardashian was revealing out the facts of her breast augmentation. So she's admitting that she had things done. I feel like this is a new trend for them. Like they're admitting that they are, I don't want to say flawed, but that they've made these enhancements.
Under the
What are you seeing here, Eric?
Well, I think it's more than just an enhancement. It's also about mental health. And shout out to mental health. You always want to be mentally prepared. And sometimes looking better helps you feel better.
Okay.
It's true. So, yeah, I mean, good for her if she's finally confident enough to say it. I mean, some people are fucked in the head. Like, you look at a girl like that, it's like, how could anybody think that it's not gorgeous? But then she obviously doesn't feel that way.
Right.
Or maybe she does now. Hopefully
Right.
she does, but, it's very easy to be down on yourself. Couldn't imagine that type of star power. I only have 125 subscribers, so I don't know what it's like.
You never know. But I don't think there's anything you need to
and
change.
3 of them are in this room right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep my circle tight.
I'd hope so. You don't want to be loose.
Yeah. Or else maybe I would last longer if it was loose.
Maybe.
Breath work. The Rosens believe in breath work. That always helps.
Yes, it does.
Whether you're sick, whether you're after a surgery, whether you're working out, breath work is the key to life.
Yes, a good breathing protocol will just allow you to, relax, get that heart rate down, last longer, because you're not so stressed in your heart, you're able to, keep it going.
Ain't wrong.
And live.
Yes.
Ideally live without breathing.
Yes, we want to strengthen the lungs. They are important organs in the human.
Yep.
Any other Kardashians?
I haven't heard of in a while, the younger brother.
Rob?
Rob. I'm curious what, he's up to.
Let's Google it.
All right.
I don't think he's very big on the show. I think he's more reserved.
Which means you're not going to be put on the show.
He may not even want to be on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe part of it.
I'll do a little searching while we continue.
Okay.
Instagram, his name is Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy.
It's a good name for today's day of Father's Day. Daddy's Day.
Right.
Shout out Daddy Gang.
Yeah. I'm not a part of it. But props to the Daddy Gang out there.
Yeah, I don't see much lately.
All right. Well, that's not a bad thing because he's staying out of the limelight. He's probably living his life,
especially for his family.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's sharing a house with Lamar Odom anymore.
Okay.
I believe he did during some season of the Kardashians.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Understood.
All right.
Well, anything going on this week?
In life?
In life, yeah. I mean,
it's a new week. The summer has just begun. I think pools are starting to open this week, because it's
I think a lot of pools actually opened on Memorial Day.
Oh, is it not? Was that last week? Was that previous?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago.
But yeah,
But
So
maybe
get
more
out there.
pools. I don't know.
get your vitamin D.
And get the exercise. Swimming is an exercise.
It is a great form of exercise. Minimal impact.
Or
Anything.
Go to CrossFit Amplify.
Go to CrossFit Amplify.
Orange Theory Fitness.
Orange Theory Fitness. Use will.liptac's YouTube channel for tips and tricks.
That's me.
Will, anything going on this week? OTF,
I mean,
Amplify.
I'm sure there's plenty. We've talked enough. I don't think I need to add another layer to it. We save it for next week's episode.
Okay. All right.
How about you, Brian?
I'm honestly just still waiting to work at the hospital.
Yeah.
So we're just continuing to play the waiting game, and I received my orders from the landlords that I live with, who are great, and I'm very appreciative of.
Our biggest supporters and donors.
Yes, the only current sponsors we have, the Doctors Rosen. I believe I have a pickup. I will be doing retrieving somebody from the airport.
Shout out Gail.
Yeah, and
You've done that recently a lot, haven't you?
I've done a few pickups to the airport, but yeah, we'll continue that and maybe do some lawn work, various chores. I have some coaching going on.
I actually will be at a music festival
Oh.
this week. Electric Forest, seeing Disclosure and a few other awesome ones, Mike Posner.
And I think you said you have at least one costume you're wearing.
Yeah, baby. Austin Powers.
I felt like that was the impression you're going for.
All right. So yes, and I think you'll continue to work on that beforehand. But it was good. We knew where you were going.
You get the crooked teeth.
I got the crooked teeth. I got the outfit. I got the cuffs and the neck thing that he wore.
And we talked. So have you come up with a decision for the mustache? Because it doesn't really fit his.
Ooh.
I might just duct tape like a tan tape over it. I don't want to get rid of it, but the Rosens can grow a beard pretty quickly. So I might just shave it.
Okay. Yeah, you do very well with the facial hair.
You do too.
The hair on
Both
the head.
of you do. All three of us.
Thank you.
Oh.
The
The three brothers.
Yeah, I
World
think
class cheers.
it's a pretty solid dumbest session.
Yeah.
And shout out once again to Chris Free. Sorry and upset you're not here to join us. Maybe next time.
We'll get you one day.
But yeah, enjoy the week. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about.
See you next.
Classy.
Yeah. Stay classy. 42 minutes. We lasted longer than 30. Hopefully you could handle yourself and you're satisfied.